What is up, Jabronis? JJ back here with Kurt, with Snyder, talking a little PGA. The Byron Nelson, right? Yearly tradition. A little bit of lighter tournament. Some may call this the Scotty Cup, sort of, with what his odds look like to win this tournament. But that's okay. Mangone was a late scratch. He was a little bit of a, comparable to one of those ballistic horses right before a race starts. Kind of going a little crazy, and he becomes a late scratch. That's fine. Uncle T gets moved to the big leagues today, so if you're an RPS member, you will get him at 9:00 tonight on the private show. So good for him. We all elevate in our own way. Jason, what's up? Glad you're already in here. In Nebraska with the Firehorn CC. Amazing. So, boys, last week, anything crazy? Anything crazy to report from last week? Kurt, you're smiling.
That's funny. Well, are you talking about?
No, you just hate to see it.
Oh, no. So I was thinking it might be me there for a second. Yeah. Already. We're fucking 30 seconds into the show.
What happened?
You kind of froze for 30 seconds.
All right. Anyways.
You're back. We Gucci.
So last week was the worst 3-day showdown stretch I've had in my life. I don't know if it was probably more of a slight weather thing, but it seemed like a top 25 just kept dominating me every single day. And I wasn't trying. I even went against my rules and tried to do a couple things different. I was playing top of the leaderboard a little bit. I still got screwed. Classic was okay. I won a bunch of satellites and stuff and did okay in there. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that I got my ass kicked in showdown last week, and you can throw tomatoes at me if you want.
How about you, Snyder? We've all been there, Kurt. It's all good. How about you, Snyder?
Yeah. It was all right from a DFS standpoint. Nothing big, nothing small there. But the horse racing was actually all right for me there. I really don't know too much about horse racing, but I hit a couple tries, including the Derby try. So that was profitable there. I just had $1 trifecta on it, but it still paid like $1,000. So that was fun.
That's awesome. Good for you. Love to see it. What's up, Richie? All right. So we'll make this show short and sweet. Obviously, with two folks on the panel, should be able to get through things pretty quickly. Kurt, I'll start with you. Well, the de facto Kurt with DFS. Who do you like at the top this week, and maybe who do you like somewhere in the middle or bottom?
Yeah. So obviously,
Whoa.
How could I forget? Look how scattered I get. Sorry, Kurt. This is not your fault at all.
Whoa.
Snyder's course preview. What the? That deserves a quick timeout. Well, the problem is I give myself a timeout, it'll fuck up the whole video graphic. But I do deserve a timeout, so I'm going to mute myself. But Snyder, course breakdown, run us through it. I apologize on my end.
Yeah, we're back here at TPC Craig Ranch for the third time they've been here. That was played at a different golf course there for a while at Trinity, but they're back at TPC Craig Ranch for the third year here. Par 71 is going to measure 7,414 yards. It's going to play as one of the easiest tracks on tour here. As the first two times they played this, it's been inside the top 5 easiest tracks. So it's going to be a birdie fest here. Golfers are going to see some larger than average bent grass greens here, measuring right around 6,800 square feet on average. They'll be rolling at around 11.5 on the stem meter. There's going to be 83 bunkers littering the property here. None are too challenging, though. I don't think that the bunkers are going to be tough here. The around the green play isn't going to be too tough here. They will see water in play on 13 holes this week, though. They did try and narrow in some of the fairways, I think, but I really don't think that's going to matter much here. I think it's still swing away, bombs away off the tee, pretty wide open and such. I think the toughest part of this track is going to be the par 3s, though. 3 of the 4 are going to play over 215 yards. So I think that'll be the only part of the course that has some teeth to it. Golfers are going to see some shorter par 5s here. There's some shorter par 4s as well, including a couple that could be drivable to some. Some of the other key stats we looking at this week: strokes gained approach, birdies are better percentage, opportunities gained, and then putting with an emphasis on bent grass.
Excellent. That was beautiful.
Oh, you're still muted.
I got it, JJ. Don't worry, I got this.
Come on, Donkey.
What a tough scene. It's been a rough 4 minutes for your boy. But anyway, no, good stuff as always, Snyder. Always appreciate the run through there. Obviously, the Kurt on your end for DFS. We'll go back to you now for the real time. Who do you like at the top? Who do you like at the middle, bottom this week?
Yeah, so at the very tip top, I mean, I'm going to have Scotty and Mr. Hatman in the pool, but I'm not going to talk about them because they're the only two guys at the top. So I'm going to go to Seaman Power. I feel like there's really going to be one in like the guys below them and the guys below like 8-5. It's really going to be one in that range. I'm having such a hard time dwindling my player pool with those guys. But I do know my favorite guy to play here will be Seaman Power. Strokes gained in easy courses. He's number one, guys. Number one the last 30. I think I had it the last 50 rounds actually. But I like the way he plays easy courses. He played, I think he got 18th last week, was it? In the elevated event. He's been playing well. I'm liking it. So Seaman Power, 8,900. I've not looked at the ownership yet, but I think you're going to have to take a stand on one of those guys in the 8-9s. They're all going to catch some ownership. Taking my stand there with Mr. Seamus Power. And then down low, Mr. Aaron Rye. Mr. Two Gloves. Yeah, I get it. I know, I understand. But this field, guys, he's 7,600. Another thing, I also like the 7K range, but I like the talent that he brings for 7,600. Last time we got laughed at for Clinton, he did pretty well too. So Mr. Two Gloves, Aaron Rye, I think he should be about 7.9 to 8.3K in this field.
Snyder, how about you for DFS? What do you like this week?
Yeah, I mean, you could go. I mean, there's going to be a lot of chalk up top you could go to, but I'm going to go and find a guy that's near the top. It's going to be under 10% owned, probably 6 to 9% ownership, I think. Taylor Montgomery. I think he's my favorite large field tournament play of the week here. He's played well here in Texas previously. Comes off a missed cut at a tougher track. This is a great chance for him to rebound here on one of the easier tracks on tour here. He can grip and rip it off the tee. He doesn't have to worry about that. I think it's going to be a nice wide layout for him. And if this turns into a putting competition, I mean, we've seen Taylor Montgomery get a very, very hot putter. I mean, if he can hit some greens, hit some fairways, and just give him some chance and good looks at birdies, I think he could definitely be there on the final page come Sunday at low ownership. So I like Taylor Montgomery there. And then for a value play, I'm going to go with one of the soldiers I have this week, and Vincent Norman. I have been backing him the last two events he's played. He's paid off pretty well for us the last two events. 18th last week, and then a top 10 the event before that. He gained 5 strokes ball striking at the Mexico Open. If he can just gain with that putter again here, I really like his chances of finishing inside the top 20 again, with some upside even of a top 10 finish. So I like Vincent Norman as my value.
Love it. Now, obviously, you gave some DFS plays. You do like Montgomery a lot. As far as your outright goes, Snyder, are you going a little chalky there? Obviously, Scotty's odds are cheap, but is there any value to be found with him, even at a short price?
I mean, I think it's fine. I actually found a deal where you could bet him to be top American, which cuts out like Hatton, Matsuyama, which I think I liked Scotty's odds for that at 2-1, but I think it was 2-1 or 2.5 to 1 for that versus the 3.5 for the outright. So that's the way I would look to target him there. But for my outright, I'm going to go with Matt Kuchar here. I like the price tag on him. He's 30-1 to win this event. He's been playing pretty good here as of late. He was 12th here last year, 17th the year before that. I think he's got a chance to maybe creep inside and push Scotty or some of these guys up top for a win here. So I like Matt Kuchar at the odds there.
Awesome. How about you, Kurt? You're outright.
I got Mr. Whoa, I did this wrong. I changed that. Oh, okay, yeah. Give me Hollywood Hoagie. A pretty down performance at the RBC, I think, was it? Or whichever the last one. I think he got like 130. Yeah, missed the cut. Very bad performance. But what a great place to get right back on track at a ball striker's paradise like this, where he can just get a couple putts rolling, get it going, post a low score. Hollywood Hoagie, and the odds are 40-1.
I see even 35 at FanDuel.
40-1 on DK. Come on, price shop, JJ.
Is 41 DK? My DK odds aren't showing up.
41 DK. I like to do it. I check it at 3 today. Like I kind of want to give like Tuesday odds, so I do it at 3 o'clock on the days we do the shows to kind of give us.
Awesome. And how about a long shot, Craig? I mean, obviously this tournament's a little top heavy, but is there a long shot that has some value or no?
I think you definitely some extreme long shots are live, but I didn't want to give one this week. I kind of wanted a story to root for per se. I'm going Mr. Aaron Wise at 60-1. Took some time. He was playing very bad. Don't know if it was related to why he took some time off. We don't know none of that, but he took some time off to get his mental health right. It could have just been, hey, I'm playing like shit. I need some mental health. We don't know. But Mr. Aaron Wise, I mean, so if you give us these odds beginning of the year, tell us nothing. You say you're going to get 60-1 this field at the Byron Nelson. I mean, we would laugh and we would take it. So I'm going to put my blinders on. Hope that he's got everything right and is trying to get tuned up right before the PGA. Let's take a shot on Aaron Watch 60-1. What's the worst that could happen?
Kurt's story to root for. We should make that a weekly thing.
Mental health, guys. Respect it, please.
Awesome. Well, very good. Very good. Sorry, Kurt. I was in the middle of like a half share screen for whatever reason. But no, you're completely right. Obviously, it needs as much attention as it can get. Snyder, on your end, long shot that you think has some value to win this?
I'm going to go with another soldier here as a long shot here at 66-1, Michael Kim. He was really strong for us last week. Comes off that 7th place finish at the elevated Wells Fargo. Much tougher field and track. Comes to an easier birdie fest. I've seen him make 18, 20 birdies numerous times over the past month or so. So he's definitely got the birdie upside. If that putter can keep hot here, I really like his chances to possibly sneak one out here. I mean, it's been quite a while since we've seen him in the winner's circle, quite a few years. But he looks to have his game finally back in gear.
Love it. Definitely a different name. I don't hear his name often on these shows. How about a T20? Anybody that pops for you in T20 streets?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the third soldier here, Mr. Nate Lashley here, Nebraska guy here. He's been playing some of his best golf in a while here, coming off 3 straight made cuts, all inside the top 40. Comes to an easier track here where he actually finished inside the top 20 last year. So I really think he's got a great opportunity to finish inside the top 20 again in this watered down field this week.
What's his odds in there?
Oh, sorry, plus 350.
Plus 350. Cool. How about you, Kurt? Who do you like for T20?
Man, I stole APs, but I didn't steal it. I had it earlier. But I'm riding with Workbench Play Workbench Play of the week. So I mean, hey, I'm glad to get on that because it was Mr. Wyndham Clark last week. So give me top 25 one. Jimmy Walker plus 300. Look, I've not been on it, but fuck it. The old fucker's playing so well. At a place like this, he can get it rolling. I mean, he can do well with these birdie fests too. So Jimmy Walker at plus 300. Sign me up, man. AARP season to the moon. Give me the
Kurt, last but not least, any matchups poke your eye out for this?
Yeah, this is gonna. I'm gonna go against Snyder's guy. I'm going to Adam Scott over Matt Kuchar, and it's just the plus odds thing. I think Kuchar can do well. I think like top 12 stuff like that. I think Adam Scott has a little more upside. So for the plus odds, I'm going to Adam Scott over Matt Kuchar. I think Adam Scott's biggest thing was like when COVID layoff really messed him up very bad, and he was playing so poorly, but he's really looking in good form lately. So Mr. Adam Scott, Mr. Uncle T, I'm respecting the elders. I'm all on Jimmy Walker this week.
Is that plus 100, Kurt, or is that more than that?
I think I saw plus 116 when I did it on FanDuel.
Uncle T, much love. See you in a few minutes. And then Matty Ice tapping. Sorry, I missed your comment, bud. All right, so Snyder, your matchup.
I'm going to go right back to my guy, Michael Kim here. He's just playing so good, tee to green, gained over 7 strokes ball striking last round, and continues to just play so good. So I think he's going to be possibly inside the top 10 yet again. And he's matched up here against Aaron Rye, Mr. Two Gloves, at minus 102. So I like Kim over Rye there.
Minus 102. Awesome. Look at that. You want to talk about just blazing through a show with bets, with good DFS action, all around. Good stuff. Jason's asking what are the thoughts on Seabez. Either you want to grab that?
I think he's fine to have in the pool. He's got some decent upside, in this field for sure.
Is that Bazooka?
Yeah. Boozenhausen, as Jason likes to call him.
I have a couple of DFS questions. First of all, what are we looking at for the weather? I know this is Texas, Snyder, so as of right now, do you have any idea what we're looking at?
Yeah, I just refreshed that a little bit ago, and it looks like, we could see, now they just updated it. It looks like windy all day Friday, so there might be a slight advantage to Thursday AM guys just because they're going to see winds under 15 miles an hour the whole morning, and then it bumps up to right around 15 to 17 sustained with gusts 20 to 25 in the afternoon Thursday. And then Friday, it's looking like a windy day all around there, 15 to 18 sustained with gusts 20 to 30 throughout Friday.
I got to add a couple more things. One is, I'll go and ask, how do you feel about Dylan Wu? Because, it's that same thing with Michael Kim. Like, the guy's been playing the same, so why is there not as much love for Dylan Wu?
I think he's gonna be one of those guys that ends up a lot higher owned than people think going in tomorrow. I think he'll be like 15 to 17% when the cards get flipped over tomorrow.
It does feel like some like Jimmy Walker, Dylan Wu, all those guys have been playing so well. It feels like someone's due for massive regression. I just don't want to get hit by the bullet, so I'm probably just going to take your path and just taking the guy out that's the highest owned, hoping it's him. It hurts to say, but last thing, I know a lot of people at RPS aren't going to kind of echo this, but at these birdie type events where the winner's going to be like 25 under potentially, I'm actually increasing the pool. I know there's like probably 5 people watching. They're going to do 150, but I'm 150 in this week. I'm increasing the pool a little bit. I usually normally play like 33 to 35 guys. I'm bumping that up to like 38, 40 because there's just so much scoring potential. You got the unders, all rounds under 70, all that stuff, all that scoring. I think it fits better to have a slightly bigger pool when stuff like this happens. So if you're 150 out there, bump it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
More guys.
Love it. Final notes, last but not least.
Winner title, AP, Mr. Jason.
Last but not least, final notes. Kurt, we'll go to you. Final notes. Anything on the course? Anything going on in Kurt's life that you'd like to bring up to the class?
Shit, that was my final note right there. I get to play some golf this week. My mom sent down my clubs, and I got a buddy coming to play. So this will be my first week playing in Florida. I'm going to play. Get out there early, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, just the final notes is just basically the stuff I said about increasing your pool a little bit if you're 150 in.
Cool stuff. Snyder, on your end, any final notes?
Yeah, this looks like a pretty fun event here with Sky the Kid up top. I'm going to be playing him in pretty much every team this week. Little appetizer here before the next majors coming up next week, the PGA Championship. There's a couple million makers for that, so absolutely loaded field coming up next week. So I love that. And then for this week, I've got all my content up. I've got the playbook up. I got the cash chart up. Cores are up. I'm going to have round 1 showdown up here momentarily after this show. I'm going to get that dialed in, and then I'm going to have showdown content for everybody, rounds 2, 3, and 4 as well. It's going to be more detailed for rounds 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to have an expensive tier, a mid tier, and a cheap tier. Golfer notes, place, price, tee time, all that's going to be on there. And then there's going to be a course break or a event day breakdown at the bottom with some core plays on top of that as well. So looking forward to another good event, and hopefully the Soldiers keep on marching.
Yes, love the Soldiers. Yes, everybody, thank you for watching. Obviously, hope you found this informative. And yes, as always, folks, gamble responsibly, stay safe. If you're a member, the RPS member show for this tournament starts about 5 to 6 minutes, where you'll get to see Uncle T and some of the other folks as well. So definitely check that out, especially if you're a member. If you're not a member, become a member so you can, in fact, check that out. It's rumpuresports.com. So yes, with all that said, gamble responsibly, stay safe. And as always, Rum Pure, folks, we'll see you next week.
Good stuff.